We want to find dy dx given the parametric equations for the curve x equals 4 divided by t and y equals the square root of t times e to the power of negative t. When we have parametric equations as functions of t, dy dx equals dy dt divided by dx dt. Where in our case dy dt is the derivative with respect to t of the square root of t times e to the power of negative t. Let's write that as t to the power of 1/2 times e to the power of negative t. And dx dt is a derivative with respect to t of 4 divided by t. Let's write 4 divided by t as 4 t to the power of negative 1. Notice to differentiate t to the 1/2 times e to the power of negative t, we need to apply the product rule, as well as the chain rule when differentiating e to the power of negative t. The derivative of t to the 1/2 times e to the power of negative t with respect to t equals the first function of t to the power of 1/2 times the derivative of e to the power of negative t with respect to t, which is e to the power of negative t times the derivative of negative t with respect to t, which is negative 1. And then we have plus the second function of e to the power of negative t times the derivative of the first function, or the derivative of t to the 1/2, which is 1/2 t to the power of 1/2 minus 1, which gives us an exponent of negative 1/2. And then for the denominator, we have the derivative of 4 t to the power of negative 1, which is negative 4 t to the power of negative 1 minus 1, or t to the negative 2. And now let's begin to simplify. Let's write the numerator as 1/2 t to the negative 1/2 e to the negative t, and then minus t to the 1/2 e to the negative t. And let's write the denominator as negative 4 divided by t squared. Remember, dividing by a fraction is equivalent to multiplying by the reciprocal, and therefore we can write this quotient as the numerator of 1/2 t to the negative 1/2 e to the negative t minus t to the 1/2 e to the negative t, all multiplied by the reciprocal of negative 4 divided by t squared, or t squared divided by negative 4, or if we want just negative t squared divided by 4. And now let's determine the two products. 1/2 t to the negative 1/2 e to the negative t times negative t squared divided by 4 is going to be negative 1/8. T to the 1/2 times t squared equals t to the power of 3/2. Because when multiplying, we add the exponent, so we have t to the 3/2. And then we still have a factor of e to the negative t. And then for the second product, we have a negative times a negative, so we have plus 1/4 t to the 5/2. Notice we have t to the 5/2 because 1/2 plus 2 is 2.5 or 5/2, and we also have a factor of e to the negative t. And let's go ahead and rewrite this so that we have the positive term first. We'll leave the derivative in the form of dy dx equals 1/4 t to the 5/2 e to the power of negative t minus 1/8 t to the power of 3/2 e to the power of negative t. And we could try factoring, but we'll go ahead and leave it in this form. I hope you found this helpful.